Darling, I'll turn the lights back on now. Watching.
Hello and welcome back. Today we will be discussing how to get your FIR registered properly. FIR is the first information report you get registered after a crime. It is very important to do it quickly and correctly. We will teach you how and what your rights are. If there's anything we have learned from watching reruns of Crime Patrol, it is not to get in cars with strangers. But if somehow you manage to land yourself in a pickle and are now looking to understand how to get an FIR registered properly, we will help you. First things first, try to get the FIR registered as quickly as possible after the incident.
So don't act like it's your office project and procrastinate.
As Nike would say, just do it and do it now. Let us walk you through the process. Depending on the circumstances, you will have to go to a police station and give them the details of the incident. In exceptional circumstances, however, it can be lodged even on a phone and even by a child. There is no legal prohibition to it. But what do you do if the police officer refuses to lodge your FIR? You should know that after a Supreme Court judgment of 2013 called Lalita Kumari versus Government of UP, it is now compulsory for the police to lodge your FIR in cognizable cases. You may ask, what are cognizable cases and how will we know?
The exact offences which fall into the two categories are given in a schedule at the end of Code of Criminal Procedure.
But one of the main differences between the two is that the police officer can arrest in cognizable cases without a warrant. But for non-cognizable cases, he must have a warrant from a magistrate.
For our understanding, let's just say that the cognizable cases are those which are the bigger crimes and have a punishment of 3 years or more. For example, murder, cheating, stalking, grievous hurt, rape, etc. You can easily Google and find out which offences are cognizable and which are not.
Now, if it does turn out to be cognizable, it is your right to get an FIR registered and the police cannot say no. The only exception where they can say no is if they are unsure whether the offence is cognizable or not. For example, in medical negligence cases, commercial cases, or corruption cases. Still, they can't just say no. They have to make an entry in the general diary and can only take 7 days to do a preliminary inquiry to find out if it actually is cognizable or not. So don't walk out of there empty-handed like it's the first weekend of the latest Iron Man movie or Bajrangi Bhaijaan, depending on your taste. It's your right to get the FIR registered in cognizable cases. So get it done. But what would you do if the person in charge of the police station still does not register your FIR in spite of your right? Well, you have two options now. You can write to the superintendent of the police or the deputy superintendent of the police, or you can go and meet them. And the second option is that you can lodge a complaint with your local magistrate under section 156 clause 3 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Now, what if the police tells you that the crime was committed in some other place and it is not in their jurisdiction? The answer to this is rather simple. The police can always register a 0-number FIR and later transfer it to the correct police station. Problem solved. Now, wasn't that simple? I told you it would be simple. Also, you should be aware of the procedure of registering an FIR, so you aren't fooled. When you go and give information to the police about the incident, it will be written and read over to you, which you have to sign, and the substance of the FIR will be entered in a police general diary. If this procedure is not followed, know that your FIR is not registered, and you can now resort to approaching the superintendent of the police or the deputy superintendent of the police. Also, for every woman-related offence, the FIR has to be registered by a woman police officer, and if the victim in this case is disabled, temporarily or permanently, the FIR shall be registered at the residence of the victim. You may be asking, why is it so important to get your FIR registered properly and why should we care? The reason for that is that when your FIR is registered properly, an intimation in the form of an occurrence report goes to your local magistrate. And after that, the police also becomes answerable to the local magistrate and hence precluding any opportunity for collusion or any nefarious activity with the accused. It also puts the investigative machinery into motion and the police can start investigating now. Your FIR is an important piece of document, unlike that doodle on your fridge you made when you were bored in a meeting. It can be used as corroborative evidence, the FIR, not the doodle. And if your case ever goes to court, it becomes an important piece of substantive evidence. Hence, it is important to get it registered in time and properly. As we always say, know your rights and don't be a dummy. Give us a thumbs up and tell us in the comments what part of law would you like to learn ASAP. Thanks for watching and subscribe.